You know, our journey back to the stars is getting a massive boost from some of the smallest secrets in the universe. Today, we're going to dig into the incredible link between quantum physics and the future of space exploration. Let's dive right in.
When you think about space exploration, what comes to mind? Probably huge rockets, right? Brilliant engineers, mission control, and you're not wrong. But what if I told you the next giant leap isn't about building bigger rockets? What if it's about understanding the completely bizarre and incredibly powerful rules of the quantum world?
All right, so to figure out where we're going, we first have to look at who's pushing the limits right at this very moment. There are two major players out there who are basically rewriting the rules of the game as we speak.
So in one corner, you've got NASA with its Artemis program. This is a huge government-backed effort to put a sustainable human base back on the moon. And in the other corner, you have the private powerhouse SpaceX with its insanely ambitious Starship, designed for fully reusable trips to other planets. We're talking two totally different philosophies here, but they're both aiming for the same goal: getting humanity way, way out there into the cosmos.
But how are they actually planning to pull this off? Well, it all comes down to some absolutely incredible engineering. And when you put them side by side, you start to see two very, very different ways of thinking.
And right here, the differences just jump off the page. NASA's Space Launch System is an absolute beast, running on cryogenic fuel. But here's the catch: it's only partially reusable. SpaceX's Starship, on the other hand, is being built from the ground up to be fully reusable, using those innovative methane-powered Raptor engines. And let me tell you, that one difference, full reusability, is a complete and total game-changer for the cost of going to space.
You can really see their unique engineering DNA here, can't you? NASA is leaning on decades of experience, using proven tech like the Orion capsule and these incredibly complex, fuel-efficient orbital paths called home and transfers to get where they're going. SpaceX, though, they're betting the farm on radical new ideas, like refueling their ships in orbit and creating next-gen heat shields, all in the name of making spaceflight rapid and repeatable.
Okay, but this is where our story takes a really fascinating turn, because the biggest rockets and the most brilliant engineering, they can only get us so far. To really, truly conquer deep space, we're going to need a whole new set of tools. And these tools operate on a scale you literally can't even see.
That's right. The next great frontier isn't just out there. It's also hidden deep inside the strange, completely counterintuitive world of quantum physics. And that, my friends, is where the real revolution is just getting started. So let's start with superposition. Just imagine a coin spinning in the air. Before it lands, is it heads or tails? Well, in a way, it's kind of both. A quantum particle is just like that. It can be in multiple states all at once, this sort of cloud of possibilities, until the moment we look at it, then it picks one. It's a fundamental concept that just bends your mind, and is the key to unbelievable computing power.
Then you've got entanglement. Einstein famously called this spooky action at a distance, and for good reason. Imagine you have two magic coins that are linked together forever. If you flip one and it lands on heads, you instantly know the other one, even if it's all the way on Mars, has just landed on tails. That instantaneous connection, faster than light, is real, and it has some wild implications for communication.
And what about quantum tunneling? Okay, think of a ball rolling towards a big hill. If it doesn't have enough energy to get to the top, it just rolls back down. Simple physics, right? Well, in the quantum world, that ball has a tiny but very real chance of just appearing on the other side of the hill without ever going over it. It literally tunnels through a wall it shouldn't be able to get through. Now, I know these concepts are weird, they're wonderful, but you might be asking, so what? How does any of this actually help us get to Mars? Well, this is where the magic happens. This is where theory gets turned into actual technology, and these bizarre ideas become incredibly powerful tools. And this isn't science fiction. We are already doing this. Quantum-powered atomic clocks give us navigation so mind-bogglingly precise, it's essential for these long-haul trips. Entanglement is the backbone of quantum encryption, which lets us create communication channels back to Earth that are physically impossible to hack. And quantum sensors, they can measure tiny little changes in gravity, letting us see underground to find water on Mars or hidden resources on some asteroid. And this really brings us to the core idea of this whole explainer. It's not about bigger rockets or abstract physics anymore. The real power, the next great leap, lies where these two fields converge.
So what does this future actually look like? Well, when you combine the raw engineering power of a NASA or a SpaceX with the game-changing potential of these quantum tools, the possibilities just become absolutely staggering.
So, here's a possible roadmap. First, we master living on the moon.
using it as our backyard test lab. Then, from there, we start integrating these quantum navigation and communication systems into our ships. That step is what allows us to build the first true interstellar probes that can actually phone home from across insane cosmic distances. And finally, this kind of technology might even unlock the Holy Grail itself, brand new ways of thinking about propulsion altogether. It's a beautiful paradox when you think about it, isn't it? Our greatest journey outwards, into the vastness of the cosmos, actually depends on our deepest journey inwards, into the very fabric of reality itself. I'll leave you with this to think about. For centuries, we've all looked up at the stars and seen them as our final frontier. But maybe, just maybe, the key to finally reaching them was never hidden up in the heavens. Maybe it was waiting for us, right here all along, in the strange, powerful, and beautiful world of the quantum.